give me an empathy roll.
This is the ambassador. This is the crazy woman. Be careful of her. This is the crazy man who sets things on fire. Be careful of him.
That's a card for Pete. Her facial expressions are going through that exact kind of thing there. As everybody's
How do they know, though? It's just a random translator.
they live. They've got a community of 1,000 people total.
Okay.
It's like being in a small Czech village. Everybody knows everybody else all the time.
Okay.
These are the original MMO people. They've encountered you often enough.
Oh yeah.
No.
They know you from years ago. You're a lot better than you used to be, but they still remember.
True.
What would you like to ask this lady? He says.
All right. So to saying I'll ask him. I'll just talk to her as if I'm talking to her, and then do that whole. He's going
to try for professional translator role.
Yes.
He stands behind her and just says things really low so that she can hear both of it, and then he speaks just loud enough for you to hear. It's fucking beautiful. You're like, God damn.
What's this guy's name?
His name is Henry.
Henry. Is he human?
Yes. He's actually fairly normal looking because,
All right.
Oh, there it is. There it is. I found it. Yeah. Fuck. Trying to hide shit for myself. Okay.
So does he look Asian?
No. Unfortunately, he got into a computer game made by white guys, so Asian features weren't apparently something Whitey cared about. At least he says they didn't get into one of those Korean games where I'd have to grind everything. Fucking hate grinding mobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Henry.
All right. How have you settled in? Okay.
She says, "You guys." Henry goes, "Before I start, could we move to someplace more comfortable?"
Of course.
We're in the kitchen.
Yeah. We'll go to the meeting room where we tend to appear, and there's multiple chairs.
He picks up the lady again because he figures more women than the psycho one may make Zenkai a little bit more comfortable. Yes. Zenkai seems to be more comfortable because otherwise you've got like 3 strange men and 1 crazy lady, and one of the men is like he likes to burn things, So
and the other woman
come with them somewhere.
And the other benefit is the other woman will assume that she's rusty at Mandarin or something, so this may assist her in getting back into the groove of it, and it'll be very useful for a woman to be there to be able to help her out with language barrier.
Yep. But you guys go in. Plus, they know that you get all the best treats and stuff served to you. And so, also, I would like to point out the food and treats you guys are getting served are the kind that, like, artistic merit is a big thing. The presentation is a big thing, and the food portions are fucking tiny because it can't be artistic if you're well fed.
It's also because when you dine, you have like 8 courses.
Right. No, I mean, this is just the snacks stuff. It's like, yay, 3 potato chips worth of food. Yay. But no problem. So you guys are, she is happy to talk to you.
So basically just initially, have you settled in?
She's freaked out by being here. She is not very comfortable here, but she understands why she is here.
Yeah. Is there anything you require? Anything that might assist you in settling in?
I am being kept busy. My roommates are kind to me. I am a well-kept political prisoner. I understand.
You're not a prisoner.
Empathy rolls.
Yep.
Yes.
She gives you the kind of look like, of course I'm not a prisoner. We all know better than that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. She looks down at her hands and smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie, she's so inscrutable. You racist.
So I understand that you were in a convent in the Forbidden Palace.
The Convent of Contemplation, yes.
Okay.
It was in the new Forbidden Palace, not the old Forbidden Palace.
And what was the I suppose purpose is probably not quite the right word. What was the convent about? What was the?
It was to help us to open the inner eye to be able to deal with order and chaos equally.
Okay, so balance. It was about balance, was it?
She nods. All must be balanced. To be thrown out of balance, it becomes disharmonious.
I roll my eyes.
It shows her rolling her eyes so hard that they just come back from the bottom. You guys are like.
So, do you know the background of the convent, as in how long it has existed for?
No.
Was there
simply a convenient place for my brother to put me when it was becoming awkward to stay at home. And it would also keep me from becoming married.
Oh.
Why did he not want you to become married? Or is that your wish?
I feared for the safety of any husband I might have.
Due to the position that your brother was, as he was moving up in the political ranks, because of that, or?
She gives you a very curious look, and she says, for somebody dabbling in the affairs of China, you do not seem to know much of the affairs of China.
We were in Hong Kong, which is, well, part of China, is different to China.
She gives you a very old-fashioned look. By the way, all this is super subtle. She is overtly doing nothing like that, but you're good at reading these subtleties of people. She that's kind of like saying, Montana is or Queensland is a totally different place in Australia. Sure. Okay, whatever, buddy. Yeah.
Okay. The Convent of Contemplation, was there like a head person, a person in charge?
Of course not. We are all equal, but more equal than the others was, of course, the one who ran it. She gives you his name and such and all that. So it'll be something. It's in our dead end, you're sure, but she gives you information on it.
And you had met this person?
Of course.
And there was nothing unusual or strange about their eyes?
The eyes? No. Yes. But the eyes constantly watch.
Was there anyone in the convent whose eyes were all of one color?
No.
Okay.
After you explain what you're talking about, because she had no clue. Yeah. After that, no.
Okay. Part of it is that we had previously encountered people whose eyes were completely white, and they had eyes that would appear on their hands.
Demons, I understand.
Yes, demons.
Yes, some consider them demons. That's right. But there was a similar your convent being about eyes and stuff. Possibly just coincidence, but yes, just made me wonder. Excuse me.
We don't like to talk about white, though, so...
No. But it was just,
Yeah.
Just in case.
I lean in and whisper to McKay, this is probably just a coincidence, but there's a burnt down chapel of contemplation in Vorath.
In Vorath?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
A ways away from Ohio, where the agency is.
Okay.
It had a symbol of an eye on it as well.
Interesting.
The guy is not translating your asides unless you indicate he should.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
I think he would keep that as a memento.
That's how I got to use this computer, of course.
Does anyone have a crap card?
A crap card, yes, I have that, I believe.
Okay. They take this then.
By the way, this lady, when she sits so that her eyes are always downcast, even when answering most of the questions, unless Pete says something really stupid, like, so, you're not a prisoner, and then she'll glance up. But she's sitting in such a way that minimizes the amount of space she is taking up.
Right.
And her feet are kind of tucked under her a bit in the chair. Which kind of irritates the woman with no name, as this is like, the woman with no name I always see as like one of the feminists of her day. I mean, sure, brutal murdering feminist, but still a feminist of her day, whereas this woman has been trained apparently from birth to be very invisible, submissive, not take up much space, etc.
Yeah.
I knew Yana was up on that, but I don't know if the others were like getting what I was talking about. But their characters have loads of empathy and stuff, so
yeah.
And of course, be sure to notice the picture that we've got on the board there, Yana. That's important.
How long were you a resident, a member of the convent?
She says, so that should be,
I think maybe 15 years, maybe 20 years.
Yeah, it's like 18 years or something like that.
So does the convent have any tenets or any particular main? She
tells you about it. Everybody give me a religion roll. Ooh. Or meditation, your choice. I don't care.
Oh, I have meditation, I think.
Yana has the weirdest fucking skill set.
Success.
Wow. It's pretty much all, you're good at it too. Really, really weird. I like to meditate and then kill people.
Yes.
It's pretty much just like a quasi-Buddhist thing without any of the religious stuff. It's like just all about meditating, gaining inner peace, etc., tranquility, all the stuff the woman with no name has very little time for.
Yeah.
They're murder.
What effective. That's fun.
Yeah. Murder. If you murder enough people, it will give you inner peace, you're sure.
Okay.
You also, Yana, give me a essence times 2 roll.
Oh no.
If you make it, you get a check in essence.
Fail.
Damn. Well, you can't say I didn't give you a chance on it. So, all right, no worries. Everything's fine. What could possibly go wrong? So, anyway, moving on.
And did the convent have any things like any prophecies or anything of that nature?
No. It's more along like they didn't even have chakras because, as everybody here knows, religion doesn't really go on in this area. And so it was like it's all about gaining inner harmony and stuff. They do a bit with the state of desirelessness, which Logan is fucking hit unless my computer goes bad and then I freak out. So, guess what?
What can you tell us about the symbol that was on the gods that were assigned to you? They had this interesting symbol on them. I'm sure you've seen it.
No problem. Yeah, she doesn't really. Would you like to make a drawing roll, Freddie, so you could show it to somebody else?
I shall attempt to. Painting or sketching?
Sketching would be fine. That way you don't have to break out the paints and all that shit.
Yeah. Nope.
I can try it if you want.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. It's like, it's like this and like that, and you're like, you suck. And he's like, yeah, no.
Well, I tell them it's the cult of the bloody tongue symbol. If you know what that looks like, then there you
are. One of them nods in the air, one just scowls at you. I'll let you guess which is which.
The guards that had that symbol on them, were they just assigned to you, or were they the guards of the convent?
She is hiding the "Are you on crack?" look as best she can. She then very meekly says they were assigned to me.
Okay. They might have been of the whole convent. It depends on the nature of what the convent was.
They were 1-year ninjas, she says.
They were 1-year ninjas?
Yes, of course.
I'd not actually met them or seen them, so hence my question.
She looks baffled as to how you do not know such a thing. Would you like to know more about 1-year ninjas, says the translator.
Sure.
He is now speaking without translating. He says, essentially, they're so jacked up and they've got moved by wire and stuff like that, so that it shortens their life expectancy down to a year. Then they die.
Oh, interesting.
So they're cybered and drugged to the hilt, are they?
I don't even know if drugs are involved, but they've got so much cyberware in them that they are completely jacked up. They can move much, much faster than you. Well, hopefully.
So besides being really, really fast, are they also super strong?
Oh yeah, of course. They're half metal and half meat, if even that much meat.
Okay.
So how much of them?
You want out? Excuse me, the cat's mind controlling me. Let me see if it's true. Fucking cat. Now? Oh. Okay. I hate the cat so much. So much. I hate the cat.
So how much of them is organic to cyber, would you say?
The guy doesn't know. He points at her like to ask her.
Yeah.
She has no idea. She gives you that same look that she keeps giving to McKay, like the...
Okay.
Apparently there's a lot that she doesn't know.
Fair enough. Do you know... The reason I ask what their composition is whether or not, if one was to attempt to fight them, would organic weapons be more effective than, say, weapons made specifically for machines, such as ion weapons or something like that?
No weapons would be effective against them.
Really? Do they need to breathe?
I don't know. Not all the time.
We can have one just for fun and try it out.
If you go back to China, or Hong Kong, she says pointedly to Holmes. You might have to.
And
she tries to roll her spy lore. Hopefully she'll make it for you. Not something she does for a living.
So we spoke about this briefly when you first arrived. So you mentioned that your brother is quite likely to visit your parents, your brother and your parents' gravesite and maybe pay tribute to a temple. Is there any other place where traditionally he would go to regularly?
I have not known my brother's schedule in the last 18 years.
Well, I mean, in terms of Chinese customs, what would be expected of someone in his position to attend to?
There are many, many things, but I'm sure that they do their best to make it so that it is more difficult for assassins and things.
Okay.
How are you doing, really?
I am keeping quite busy. Thank you.
Shit. So you didn't hear from your brother in 19 years?
Yes, 19 years ago he said, "You will go to the convent of contemplation. Goodbye." And
so
I did.
You didn't hear from him until then?
Before then, I heard from him, but after then,
after
he
the
would send me a card on my birthday.
Oh.
So how long was that after the accident at the hospital, the incident at the hospital?
2
She
years.
knows there 2 or 3 years.
Logan, it's 2 years.
2 years. There you go.
Okay. And
not wrong.
Before and after the accident, I mean, did he seem to have changed much? Changed dramatically, personality-wise?
She looks at Freddie and says, "You do not talk to each other?"
I told him everything.
It was a massive change, sir. Night, day, yin, yang.
And what can you, again, this is just to go over what you already told us, but do you remember anything at all about the books that you said you found and had a look through?
Only the title.
What was the title?
The 7 Cryptical Books of Something.
Oh, look at okay.
Zan, HSAN or something like that?
Quite possibly. They did not feel wholesome. I did not read them.
And did someone give these books to him, or did he stumble upon them in a library or in your parents' house? Where did he come across them?
After he got back from the hospital, he got them from somewhere. I do not know where.
After the hospital, not before the hospital.
I believe so. I saw them after the hospital, but I do not know when he got them.
Did he ever speak to you about what was in them?
Of course not. She looks mystified, like, "Have you ever told your brother about your period?" What?
It's a book. Why wouldn't he tell you?
My family was rich, she says, as though that explains everything.
Rich people don't talk to each other.
She nods. Of course not.
Your parents, were they involved with the company New World Industries before your brother went into hospital?
I do not know. I was young.
So was there any Anglo people that were visiting your family or anything like that?
At our house?
Yes.
No.
Who did your father or your mother work for?
I don't know. I was very young.
Okay, you're not sure as to the company.
Did your brother have friends?
I'm sure he did.
Did you see them sometimes, like visiting the house or something?
No, of course not. He would go to boarding school.
Right.
I went to a different boarding school.
Of course you did.
So did your brother go to boarding school within China, or was he sent overseas?
I believe it was within China, close to Peking.
Okay.
She looks baffled, tired, and frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
That's the strategy here.
Mm-hmm. If you're going very long, wear her down. She's there.
So I believe your brother has spent time in the military, yeah?
I believe so.
Can you tell us a little bit about his achievements in the military? What did he do for the military? Was it soldier, NCO? What was it?
I'm not sure because from the age of 17 on, I was in a chapel of contemplation.
You had no
was
access?
Contemplating.
You've never been able to temporarily leave the chapel, go on a bit of a break? You were in there forever, basically.
That's what they are built for.
I don't know, you may have been able to sneak out.
She's not that type. Can I be your like how do you say it? PR person? I asked the Chinese lady.
She smiles.
How damaging would it be if a video was to come out with you basically denouncing your brother to his political...
People wouldn't know who she was. She's not a public figure. So you might as well just pick up some woman from the street and have her denounce it. That's about as much power it's going to have.
I can do it if you want. I don't mind.
Yeah, Mildred could do it. It'd have as much impact. No, probably a bit less impact actually, because Mildred doesn't look Asian. When your brother went to hospital, the incident, was he at boarding school at the time, or was he at home prior to going to hospital?
He was at home.
Okay. Do you, and I'm sorry if Aeolus has already covered this off, I just wanted to clarify it in my head. Do you recall the events leading up to him going to hospital?
I was told that he had become very sick. He was taken to the hospital, and then he returned after a year.
So how did he like look? Did you see him when he was sick or no?
No, of course not. The servants did.
Right.
And
fucking rich people, I hate them so much.
The guy doesn't translate that.
So what about at meals?
When he became very sick, he did not come to the meals.
So
he became sick, and the same day he was taken to a hospital. You see, China has very good health things. When somebody becomes sick, they can go to the hospital. Not like in the Americas where they put them on the street so that they may die and be picked up by the body carts which come by.
So he seemed perfectly fine the day before. It didn't seem like
yes, he had sent me
something
a
was
small
building
note
up.
saying that he was perfectly fine from the wing of the house he was in.
You didn't dine with him and your parents when you were at home?
Sometimes, but when I saw him at the table, cut to it shows her as a very young girl at the end of the table, takes like binoculars. Hello, mother, she says into the intercom. Hello, brother. Hello, father. Puts down.
Yeah, I mean, she's 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
She's not young. She's not under 10 years old or anything like that. She's a teenager.
Yes, the binoculars are larger than for humor.
I'm going to get rid of lockpick or locklaw plus 20% if anybody wants it.
No.
But that's one of the new cards.
And
lockpick again.
Oh, if you got a crap card, take it in, trade it. And I'm going to play self-improvement, gain a permanent D3 in any occupational skill under 90%.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Painting. So I was like, how, without being rude, but I need to ask.
The guy translating, one eyebrow goes up, the other one just.
How old are you?
33.
Is that 23 or 33?
33.
33.
33. Okay.
33.
Okay. Were you aware that when your brother left the hospital, it was burnt down and all the hospital staff killed?
Give me empathy rolls.
Crit.
Did your mom do it? Yeah.
Yeah, she was a little bit surprised. Like, ooh. No, she says. Freddie seems to be out of question. He just glares at her like, you burned the hospital. It wasn't me. It was you this time. But I still got blamed, says Freddie.
And with our great empathy, she seems really like she's this like kind of like beaten down person. She's not just playing that too.
Oh no, I know. You'd have to have somebody for over a decade and just fucking grind their asses down to get them like this. She's pretty much doing cooking in the kitchens here might be the best you can hope for her.
Right.
Unless you want to give her like a couple years of therapy to get back to like normal yes honey type, get her married off to somebody so she can say yes honey to a man. Otherwise she may just go around with a pair of slippers and a pipe up to empty chairs and go, I'm missing a husband, and you'd be like, God damn it. Therapy is ongoing.
Yeah. I would make her a murdering maniac.
Oh, I think that's a bigger project than Mildred has time for.
True. We need to save the world. Okay. So, you two know more about it than I do. How did you go along with your parents?
They were fine.
Okay.
It shows both of her parents ruthlessly crushing her teenage spirit. There you go.
Did your parents change at all when your brother got back from hospital?
Well, they're dead by then.
No, she says. Give me empathy rolls.
So what, crit?
Crit? Ooh.
Another one, damn, dude.
McKay, she is inscrutable. She has the whole Oriental inscrutability thing going. The other two are like, hey, this is the first time she's lied.
Oh.
You guys all just sit there and stare at her. The guy begins doing his nails.
So you hate your parents, huh?
She seems a little shocked and goes, no.
It's okay. It's okay to tell us.
She gives you a look.
She doesn't trust.
Completely inscrutable, McKay. She's obviously taken courses in inscrutability. Her face is like a Chinese doll porcelain mask, unmoving. With your critical there, Yana, it appears that she believes Freddie may be an idiot and doesn't want to answer any more of his questions.
Yeah. So it's understandable that you want to be safe from like their influence.
She looks a bit baffled at that as well.
Okay.
I mean, I'd hate my parents too if they did to me what they did to you. I don't blame you.
Now she looks confused, like you just said, I have 3 kinds of fish, and then if I'm going out at 80 kilometers an hour, and the fish are coming toward me at 60 kilometers an hour, and she's like, she says, if you would excuse me, I have duties I must attend to.
Certainly.
She gets up, small bow to the ambassador. Leaves.
But I'm your PR. You like me.
The translators kind of look at McKay like they leave.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, well, when you did this, they figured that meant get the fuck out, so they took off. And
yeah, I was just going to say one thing. See if she's interested in learning English and stuff like that, and assisting her in however you can.
Yes. Easier than the duties they had before, so yeah, they'll let Darius know. But I miss shoveling the coal. Shut up, says the woman and drags him out. So, you guys are sitting around in your chairs. McKay's chambers are huge, opulent, and most importantly, empty. Unlike Freddie's room, where he has a dozen or more roommates, one of who always puts their hand on his ass while he's sleeping.
Why do you have roommates?
Because it's packed.
Why?
You have roommates too.
No. Stop stopping this investigation.
Go look at the room. Probably like 10 people in there.
No.
There are 1,000 people, 1,000 refugees, almost 1,000 refugees here at the moment.
I will kill them all, okay? I can't have roommates.
They'll just come back their doors.
Fuck. I will torture them.
I mean, then they'll just kick you out probably.
Why is there so many people here?
Because they left Kinleyville. They left Kinleyville after their children were like, oh no, it's not fair, you can die. You can't die, but we can, etc., etc.
I know what you mean. The fact that I was saying we need to solve before something happens.
I mean, yeah, saying it is one thing, doing it is another thing.
By giving me roommates.
That was her solution, is to cram as many people into your room as possible.
I can have roommates. Really, guys.
Well, do you... Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and you too, okay. Kind of. So I was thinking, we know that Gothic accepts all demi-humans except elves. What if we just disguise the elves, give them some long hair at Clem's, give them a haircut, long hair, a beanie or something, and just hide the fact that they have long ears?
Because they look different as well.
We can
How do they look different?
Haven't you ever watched Lord of the Rings?
They don't look that different.
What if we like put flame in their face so their face looks all messed up?
Because they're like you, they reset.
But just a little bit of flame, like so they survive, but they are disguised that they look weird.
What if we make them?
Oh, face tattoos! Come on.
What if we say that
They're Doors, they heal, they reset. They're like us.
Right.
I do like how she came up with a logical reason to mutilate a few hundred people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the ratio of elves to everyone else?
You've never actually done a head count, but at a guess, probably a third.
So, Freddie, you have space in your room for more people, no?
Not for 300 people.
There isn't 300 people in my room. How many people are in my room?
Yeah, I've been there.
I go up to my room.
She gets up and marches off. She has that look.
Oh, we need to go keep an eye on her. Come on. I'll go with her.
Better follow her.
All right, you guys immediately, like, after you look at each other, you get up and hurry up. It goes a little different from her. She goes in the room and goes, "What?" And you hear, "Oh God, it's her!" And you hear panic going on, and then you hear glass breaking, and you hear somebody falling out of a window and stuff. "Grab the children! There's no time! There's no time!" You know, and everybody's screaming and shit. And it sounds like a dozen or more people in a blender was screaming and shit. And she's just standing there looking around angrily. Right, your room has been completely trashed. There's like children's toys and all that kind of shit. All the people who fled out the second-story window. Yeah.
That's why it's better to be feared than loved. See?
And now she's quoting Stalin. This is not a happy day for you guys. That was Stalin, wasn't it? Was that Stalin?
Something like that. I don't know.
Exactly. Good old USSR education.
Can they help with the cleanup, please?
They're just gonna trash it again.
Who do you want to help with the cleanup?
I don't want this room to look so bad. There are toys here.
It'll just be messed up again.
There are hundreds of people staying here.
No, this is my room.
It's worse than I thought. It wasn't Stalin. It was Machiavelli. Jesus.
Nice. Is there a lock on the door?
No, of course not.
I need to lock. Do we have people who do locks here?
There's like all kinds of like personal items of these people and stuff. Some of which are still, you can see them whimpering and trying to drag themselves off because they've like sprained ankles or broken legs when they threw themselves and children out the window.
I slowly go to those who are still there with like an intimate.
Oh, nobody's in here anymore. Their shit is in here. You can start throwing it out the broken window if you wanted.
I look through it if there is something I like, and if there isn't, I just throw it out of the
Mildred, leave it alone. Come on.
But this is
the screams and moans of the people 2 stories below.
Unless you can come up with a sensible solution
Yes.
Or how we deal with these 1,000 refugees. It's just something you have to bear with.
Why? But why? Why does everything has to be so much work?
Because it is the nature of the world conspiring against us.
Also, like, why? Okay, I understand thousands of refugees, that's a lot. But what about like these few people who were in this room? They don't need it. They left on their own. They didn't want to be there.
They left out of fear.
That's like a little detail. You don't really need to like think about it. Oh, and also they wouldn't want to live here if they were afraid here, right? So I'm helping them by helping them not to live here, not to be afraid.
2 rhino-headed guards burst into the hallway. Look, and one of them goes, "You're Joshua McKay."
Yeah, take him away.
Who are they pointing to?
You.
Yes.
They look at her. All right, they say to Mildred. They grab Freddie and begin dragging him off. He was just standing there.
What's going on, boys?
You said to take him away.
Nice.
Who said to take him away?
Nice.
She did. They pointed at Mildred.
Mildred.
They continue dragging Freddie off. Who's just like,
let him go.
Oh, yes, sir. They let Freddie. They drag Freddie back in front of you and then throw him to the ground.
Mildred, stop it.
Would you like us to throw him to the ground again, sir?
Throw him to the floor roughly, Centurion. No.
Very well. They pick him up and then throw him down again. You're not sure why you're being thrown to the ground roughly there.
Sorry. Okay.
This is all in preparation to create the long list. This is training.
Yes, keep thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it was fun.
I'm giving Pete a card for that. Yep. Are you continuing to throw the people's shit out the window?
Let them come and collect it, Mildred. Let's go elsewhere.
Like, of course. Throwing it out the window.
But if we are not here, how do we know they will really leave?
Because they know you're here.
Okay. But they knew that it was my room, didn't they?
Possibly not. They were just allocated it.
Okay. I find some kind of like something I can write with on the wall, maybe, or something. Like
Freddie might have something in his pack.
I run away.
I try to catch him before he runs.
Right. Both Freddie and Mildred give me sprint rolls. She's probably going to catch you, kill, and eat you soon, Freddie.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be standard combat?
No, I know. Oh God,
Black Water as well.
Quicker. He manages to like.
Joshua, don't you have anything to write with?
Or what?
I just want to like leave a message on the wall that it's my room.
You're going to paint Mildred's room go away?
Something like that.
The guards take up station nearby because they don't know what else to do.
Yes, I have a paint set in my bag.
Oh, nice. Can
Would
I?
you like
it? Yes.
Here you are.
Thanks.
Freddie, are you continuing to run? Maybe.
As soon as he stops, I'll like look over my shoulder, stop, message McKay on the bracelet.
McKay, is your bracelet set to vibrate?
Yes.
No problem. It appears that McKay is getting old. He's developing epilepsy or something in his hand. He's got the shakes. You're thinking soon it will be time to kill him and elect a new ambassador.
True. He was once killed already, so clearly he's not what he used to be.
And by elect, you mean, you. So,
and you have also died once before.
But it was different. Suicide is like suicide is very like, you choose to die. It's like intention. It's like, like you are proving the world that you are really free.
From my understanding of the story, you did not choose to actually die. You were trying to use it to get somewhere. And
Details.
yes, exactly. Details.
Would you like to paint the sign to just look official or scary or message?
Scary, I will write like, this is my room, fuck off or I will kill you.
Excellent. Give me a painting roll to have it be a thing of horror and stuff, possibly in red paint made to look like blood with big dripping red letters and stuff. She paints that up on the wall. Is it on the wall when you open the door, or is it on the door when the door is closed?
It's on the wall when you open the door, but it's like really big and visible, so everybody sees it when they open the door.
Okay.
And then, well, yeah.
McKay just watches you bemused. Freddy's like hanging out further down the hallway, getting like limbered up to do more sprinting if he needs to.
And I'd like a little blood splatter.
Yeah, I figured that. No problem. All right, got it. Yeah, it's just horrifying looking. She seems pleased. The guards make sure to stare straight forward and not move around or say anything.
Good. I'm happy. Beautiful day in my new room.
There's still a couple of children's toys.
Oh, what is this?
And they're out the window. So, right. You're thank you from the
other. One sec.
Somebody's broken the glass of your window, Mildred.
Was it me?
It wasn't you.
Who did it?
It was people fleeing from you.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, now you've got too few windows in your room.
Do we have some kind of like people who take care of windows?
Yes, there's people that take care of everything.
Can you like tell them to?
I'm sure word will get out that the window was broken, and
cool. Maybe they will not get scared by the sign on the wall.
Maybe.
Outside,
that may stop people from repairing the window now.
Outside, you see people with stretchers running up to try to rescue some of the people with broken limbs and stuff who dove out the window.
I look with amusement.
Yeah. So, glad there was no babies in this room, you're thinking, okay?
Oh, babies.
So what do you guys want to do now that Mildred has her room back?
I never skinned a baby, actually.
Good.
Something to aspire to.
Maybe. All right. Let's leave this place for another place.
Let's go. I didn't give him his paints back, by the way.
All right.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My paint set that you've got currently.
Yeah.
She's holding it possessively. The guards are following McKay, by the way. Where are you going to?
All right.
So do we want to go to China to the boarding school or what?
No. I don't think we'll learn anything there.
Yeah. So his parents are dead though? He killed them?
Yes, they all died. I can't remember how old he was when his parents died.
Okay.
Mother died when he was 16. Father died when he was 19.
It's interesting that it was the mother first.
And when he was 18, that's when the sister joined the convent. His older brother was lost in a yachting accident. So a year after something happened to him at the nursing at the hospital was when his mother died. So yes. Okay.
Did you want to just excuse me? Did you want to check into what's going on with the gems that we procured, how they're being used, and all that?
Sure, we can check that out.
No problem. You've got a literal golf bag full of rocks and stuff, and you come to Hornsby, still going through one at a time. He looks really disgruntled. You found him out on the grounds at the table and stuff, and he goes, junk. He's just doing that, and he has a pile of like good ones. He's got 2 gems in there, and then he's got junk, and the rest are in there. And he goes, "Oh, hi, boss." Junk. As he's meticulously hand sorting them, he says, "How are you? Long time no see."
I'm good, great, thank you.
So there's a lot of rubbish in there, is there?
It's kind of like somebody said, "I want to buy a bunch of gems in bulk, and I don't give a shit about them at all."
Mm-hmm.
And the guy said, "I have a lot of gems I can offload that are absolutely shit. Would you like those?" And the guy said, "Yeah, give me a golf bag full." I mean, I think the embassy may have actually lost money on this one. It depends on if you get somebody to cut them and stuff. Then they could be, stuff into other stuff to try to make it look a bit more flash.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, it's junk. It's an impressive amount of junk, but he says he attempts his appraisal on it because he has specialized gem knowledge and shit. And he says, "I think that it's pretty much, you may as well just try bedazzling your cock with it."
I shall play an assistant reroll on him.
He says, and then after that, oh, there we go. He says, all right. Hold on a second. Let me look up and give you the exact thing here. He says, I think that if you were to sell this golf bag as is to a buyer, you'd probably get about 10 gold for it. They're low quality gems. But if you were to get a lapidologist, you could get up to, if they do really, really good work and stuff, because the color doesn't go all the way on something. He explains about color, cut, clarity, etc. And he says you might be able to get as much as, after costs and stuff of hiring a lapidologist, if you're really lucky, as much as 4 times the value. So if the other golf bags or anything like this, then that'd be 20 golds, and you probably can double your value by having some poor bastard cut them and stuff. I don't envy the motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're ornamental stones at best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Nice idea, but didn't quite pan out.
Well, to be fair, we did just scoop up what was on the ground. Didn't really.
Also, you may have found out something new there, Freddie, about that particular shadow power.
That it's not always what you want it to be.
Then again, you may not have discovered something new about that shadow power.